Today's story is about one of the Pointer Sisters' original members. She had left the group before it had its mainstream makeover in the 80s, but this group established an electrifying career throughout the 70s by mixing soul, funk, jazz, and country. Today's story is about none other than Miss Bonnie Pointer. Before we get started in today's video, please be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to stay up to date. Now without further ado, let's cue that intro. In West Oakland, California, on July 11, 1950, Patricia Eva Pointer was born. She is the fifth child of preachers Sarah and Elton Pointer. The West Oakland Church Choir is where the sisters began their singing career.
Oh yeah, we grew up in the church. Our mom and our dad were both ministers, and as little girls, we were the little Pointer Sisters, and then we grew up to be the big Pointer Sisters, which didn't take very long. But we sang in church all the time, and we were really, really good.
What song do we have to sing? Andre Crouch's song,
oh,
The
Andre
Blood.
Crouch. That was our theme song,
The Blood, yeah.
And I love Andre. We miss him so much.
Being the offspring of preachers that was brought up in an extremely strict home where religion was held at the highest regard, the only music that was available for the girls to listen to was gospel. All their parents was trying to do was shield their children for the devil's schemes. Despite this, the sisters, they would continue to listen to many musicians such as Nina Simone, Elvis, Sam Cooke, and Etta James. And according to a wise man, he once said, the stricter the parent, the sneakier the kids. But we'll dive into more of the sneakiness when we get to Anita and Ruth. Patricia, she was so adorable that everyone in her younger years referred to her as a bunny. She would soon make the adjustment to modify the name to Bonnie, as she would recount in a book remarking, I enjoyed the notion of naming myself, like creating myself. I'm the only one in the family with a nickname. Along with being a skilled vocalist, Bonnie, she was a very great visual artist and creative writer. Bonnie, she is referred to by Anita as the family's visionary. The sisters, they had always wanted to be singers, and in 1960, her and her younger sister June was able to fulfill this ambition when they would sing R&B covers and bars throughout the San Francisco and Oakland areas as the Pointers a pair.
But tell me a little bit about that experience.
It was a hard climb, you know. It started out when I founded the group by myself. Then June joined me, and we were the Pointers a pair. And we hitchhiked all over the place, yeah, from San Francisco to New York back in the day in the early 70s.
Anita, she would soon decide to join the sisters and quit her job as a secretary after seeing her sisters perform at the Fillmore West Church. When Anita joined, they officially became the Pointer Sisters. Now, during this time, everything was about a dream, and everything was just about having fun, which is why they liked it so much. And by December of 1972, their oldest sister Ruth joined the group. The sisters, they were signed to Atlantic Records that same year after quickly catching the attention of label executives. The sisters would reminisce of the Andrews Sisters since they would create a stir by dressing in retro 1940s attire and utilizing the slang. The group's worldwide smash Fairy Tale, which earned them their first Grammy, was written by Anita and Bonnie. In addition, the pair was also nominated for a Grammy for Best Country Song. Now the sisters, they would put in countless hours of working on their music, rehearsing, creating and arranging vocal arrangements, also writing original material. Now, for more information about the Pointer Sisters, please be sure to check out their video. Bonnie, she will soon leave her sisters and go solo in 1977, where she was signed to Motown Records in 1978. Now during this time when she had signed to Motown, Motown wasn't what it was back in the day. She would marry Motown producer Jeffrey Bowen that same year as well. And she will also release singles that year, which both had a very hot start, with Free Me From My Freedom,
Darling, free me from my freedom. Without love, I can't be free.
That same year, she would release her self-entitled debut album, which peaked at number 96 on the Billboard 200 charts, number 34 on the Billboard Top R&B Albums charts, and number 96 on the Canadian charts. In 1979, she would chart 2 singles with Heaven Must Have Sent You
Cried through many endless nights, just holding my
and a cover of the Four Top song, I Can't Help Myself.
Sugar pie, honey bunch. You know that I love you.
That same year, she would release another self-entitled album, which peaked at number 63 on the Billboard 200 charts, number 40 on the Billboard Top R&B Albums charts, and number 92 on the Canadian charts. In 1984, Bonnie she would release 2 singles with Your Touch
Put your hand on my shoulder and all the pain is gone.
and Premonition.
Walking the streets with every step I think of you.
In 1985, she would work on another hit single titled The Best in Me,
Can you see the fire in my eyes?
and Bonnie's third album was released titled If the Price is Right. Following the release of this album, Bonnie she would retire from music, but she would make a comeback from here and there, as well as her 2011 album Like a Picasso, which had peaked at number 8 on the Billboard Top R&B Albums charts. Bonnie she would reconnect with her sisters twice, once in 1994 to earn a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and again in 1996 during a Las Vegas event. Now Bonnie she had a history of drinking and using drugs, which had an adverse effect on her health and work. Her and her spouse were divorced on July 1st, 2014, after the two had separated in September of 2004. After a car that Bonnie was traveling in was stopped for a technical issue in South LA in November of 2011, Bonnie she was arrested for allegedly having possession of cocaine. Later on, she will be diagnosed with liver disease and cirrhosis due to abusing alcohol and drugs for over 10 years. After her younger sister June passed away, Bonnie she claimed on Entertainment Tonight that her sisters had not followed June's wishes for her funeral, claiming that June preferred a burial but has been cremated instead because it was cheaper. Bonnie she will also say that the sisters had forbidden her for traveling in the funeral with the family car. In response, Anita and Ruth she would state that Bonnie was upset due to being excluded from the group despite wishing a return, and that June had not made any wishes. The sisters they appeared to be at odds, but Bonnie she will appear with Anita on the Idol radio show in 2007. So at this point everything appears to be resolved. On June 8th, 2020, Bonnie she would tragically pass away at the age of 69 from a heart attack in her Los Angeles home. Now Anita she would remember her sister by saying, "Bonnie was my best friend and we talked every day. We never had a fight in our life. I already miss her and I will see her again one day."
Some sad news in the world of music today. One of the founding members of the legendary group, the Pointer Sisters, has passed away. Bonnie Pointer passed away this morning, according to her sister, Anita.
Yeah, the Pointer Sisters released their first album in 1973, and Bonnie later left the group for a solo career. Anita and Bonnie recently released a tribute song to their sister, June, who died in 2006 of cancer. Anita released a statement today saying, "Bonnie was my best friend. I already miss her, and I will see her again one day."